Hello, it's Kaz and welcome to Facebook Live over on Julie Hickey Designs Facebook page. I think it's 10 o'clock. I don't know. I put my phone on the live broadcast and didn't look at the time, but I think it's almost 10 o'clock, maybe a minute to go. Right, I'm not going to be able to see the comments as I do this, so I'll catch up with any questions at the end. But I do hope that you're enjoying Julie's latest collection. There's some really lovely designs and I've had great fun adding my own little touch to Julie's designs using my little birdie stamps. So that's what I'm going to show you today. You can just hear my dog plodding along behind me. He's just had his breakfast, so hopefully he'll settle down in a minute. So hello everyone. Sorry, I can't see my phone to do hellos to everybody individually, so I won't be doing that. So just hello to everybody that's joining, and thanks for joining us this Saturday morning. So I'm going to get started, and hopefully a few people, I can see a few people are here, and if not you can catch up later. So what I thought I'd do is I would show you a couple of the cards that I've shared on my Instagram. I shared one and then another one the next day, and they were actually cards that I made using a technique where I used a rectangle, for example, and I used that as a mask on a bigger rectangle, and then I actually ink around the edge and you get two cards in one almost. So I was just going to show you that today. It's not very technical, but it's and the way I craft, to be honest, I don't ever know what I'm going to do. I suppose you could call it organic crafting. It just happens, it just evolves. I just think, oh, if I stick a rectangle on there and ink round that will happen. Oh look, I got another one. And that's kind of what I do, is just organically make my cards. So what I've got here is a rectangle cut from watercolour card, and it's made using the lovely scallop rectangle from Julie's original rectangle release. And then I've cut a piece of card to be slightly bigger, give me a nice little border around. And what I'm going to do, I've just looped over a bit of sellotape, or a bit of low tack tape here. Just going to put that on the back. That's just going to give me like a temporary hold on my card. Sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I just hold the card down and hope that it doesn't move while I'm inking. So I've decided to change the colours. I think on my other one I might have used a different green, but I thought I'd go for pine needles today. So this is a pine needle distress ink, and I'm just going around the edge here to give a nice green matte at the bottom, but also touching the edges of the other rectangle there, so it's given me a nice edge on that one. This is what I say, organic crafting. Happy accident. I just thought, oh, I'm going to mask a rectangle, and then realised that the mask that I used would be useful as well. So us crafters don't like to waste anything, do we? So I'm just going round with the blending brush and adding the colour. As I say, nothing really brain taxing at the moment. I'm just going to find a stamp that I'm going to use. To be honest, I haven't really thought about what I'm doing this morning. Again, organic stamping. I just thought, yeah, I'm going to do a variation of the theme of what I did before. So I'm going to use the little holly leaf from the set this time. So I think last time I might have used a little sprig. And obviously because I've sent the card to Julie, I can't actually see what I did before anyway, so kind of making it up. That block's probably a bit too big, but so I'm just going to put this holly stamp on the acrylic block and just randomly stamping over. Again, the design will be getting the rectangle on the top and also the rectangle on the bottom, so it's like 2 in 1. So just going around the edge. And it's nice when you do the edging in the same colour that you're stamping in. It's sort of almost tonal, tone on tone, which is nice. There you go. So I've got the border done and the edge of my scallop rectangle done as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that. So we've got 2 pieces here. Oh, and an inky finger that's made a splodge, but never mind. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the larger one. And this card I used the lovely little sprig that comes with the Christmas Joy corner or poinsettia corner, and it comes with this lovely little sprig, and I'm going to show you how I use that just to create like a branch. Right, I do need to try and find a smaller block because that one's a bit big for this. There we go. So I've got a smaller block here and I need my black ink pad. I've moved my desk around a bit, so I'm having to search for things. So I'm using a black VersaFine Clair ink pad. Now, I know that Julie's put a list of stockists on her Facebook page, so do check that out to find your local stockist. Now what I'm doing, and I'm hoping, yeah, this is on camera, is I'm just manually stamping the sprigs together. You see they've got nice gaps in there. You can almost create like a continuous little border or little swag or to create your own little greenery arrangements. There you go, really easy. You can just do it by eye. There's lovely little convenient gaps in the space there, and what I'm going to do is look for my little birdies. So when I was making Julie's cards, I was just like, I'm sure that would look really cute with a little bird on. So these are my 2 stamp sets, You're So Tweet and Tweet Celebrations, and well, they're just adorable little birds that I find you can adorn anything with, and it just brings it up into another level of cuteness. So I'm going to use my little birdie here holding the heart. I think that's a really sweet one. So stamp him on there, and then maybe one over here. He might be reaching out his hand to take the heart, so I'm going to use this one here. And this is a lovely card just to, I'm going to put him up there, put him like a little bit of an angle. A lovely card for Christmas to do. You can, as you can see, it's taken me no time to get this made. And what I'm going to do is just move that up a little bit. Pop some ink on my block. And then just using my water brush, I'm just going to colour in the little swags here, the little sprigs. Really quick and easy. And colouring is what I love to do. I just love to sit and colour. Forget about anything else you're thinking about. You can just sit and colour. There you go. I think that looks really nice in this pine needles. And then just because it's handy, I'm going to use a pencil for my little bird. So just using a little bit of colour, a little bit of water onto the end of the pencil, taking the colour off, and I'm going to colour that one in, that brown, and then maybe use a slightly different shade of brown for this one. As you've probably seen on my other cards, I did do one as a robin and that turned out cute. Just give him a little red breast. Turned out really sweet. So I've actually coloured the little berries on here. I've coloured them differently on cards. Some I've coloured dark brown, as if they're almost if they're like little pine coney things, and then on another card I done them red, and I think they look really nice both ways, but I think I'm going to use the brown on this one, because then when I use the red for the love heart, it will really make that pop out. The red on the love heart will stand out from all the red berries. So I'm just going to do these as little like piney things. Get my darker beak. And then find a nice red from my pencils. Yeah, I'm just checking that I'm colouring in on the screen, which I am. There you go, little love heart there. One thing I didn't bring is a clean-up cloth. I mean, I am the world's worst cleaning stamps anyway. That's just going to have to go on my trousers. It's a good job I do my own washing. Right, okay, so that's that done, and I'm going to find some nice wording. So, sending you a peaceful Christmas wish. That sounds like a nice one. I'm living life on the edge here. I'm decided to just use blocks for this card. It's always scary when you've done everything and then you need to do the wording at the end, but hopefully it'll work out. That doesn't look straight actually. Actually, sometimes if there's a stamp that is very straight, I might just put it on a wonk. So I could put it on like a little wave there, and then I haven't got to worry about it being straight. That's what I'm going to do. Probably freaking Hazel out right now with my wonky stamps and inky unwashed stamps. It looks quite nice though as a little curve. Yeah, that looks lovely. Pleased with that, if I say so myself. Gosh, got ink all over my red bit there. Never mind. It's going to be covered up with the stamped part there. So just get my glue. Anyone that used to come to my classes at Crafts You Love will remember the smell of my Yoo-hoo. She walked into the room, and then onto the base card with some glue. I have got Hazel's lovely pink frog adhesive that I bought from her, but I saved that for special cards. And there you go. There is the first card, and that was done in no time at all. In fact, 15 minutes start to finish. It would look lovely with some glitter glue, or some of the glossies obviously would look beautiful. I'm just going to add some glitter glue on. So this one is Stardust. Just gives a lovely shimmer. I don't think you can ever have too much glitter on a Christmas card. There you go. So little shimmery sprig and little birdie sending peaceful Christmas wishes. So now I'm going to make my second card, and I'm going to use the rectangle obviously that I've got here. So I might add a few extra bits around the... No, actually I won't, because I'm going to use the Christmas tag stamp, if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, I put it in my stamp press ready. Now you may notice on mine I've kind of hacked it a bit. I have a terrible problem stamps with a big gap. I always accidentally ink them. So I did, with a pair of scissors, cut that out. It's not very pretty, but it does the job. So that's basically all I worry about. So I should have it in place. So again, just using my Versaclair. Inking it up. Give it a good press all over, open up, and if it needs a further press, which I find it often does in the middle, there you go. So that's stamped out lovely. I love it when you know, I've done a little bit of sponging earlier, or stenciling, and got two pieces ready to work and ready to go. So I really love that. Now I think actually I'm going to use the Pine Needles ink pad again, because it is a beautiful colour. And maybe Festive Berries. Bit of Festive Berries. So I quite often use my glass mat, but because I've got my acrylic block there, I thought I'd use that to colour in. So just taking the colour off of the block. Now I quite often use the regular Distress ink pads for colouring in, but Distress Oxide too. Just depends, I suppose, what springs in my hand at the time, or if I want it slightly less opaque, I will go for the regular Distress ink pads, because you can see through them just a little bit better than these ones. And I'm going to need another colour for that holly. I'm just looking at my ink pads in front of me. I'm going to try a bit of Mowed Lawn, and I hope the volume's okay, because my mouth is actually pretty close to my phone, so I hope I'm not talking too loud. Right, so I'm going to pop a bit of Mowed Lawn on there as well. Maybe you can have a mix of the Mowed Lawn and the other one. I'll put a little bit of that on as well. Now this is just my quick and simple way of colouring in. It's nothing special, but does me okay. You can spend as much or as little, you know, as much time as you want to, or if you haven't got the time, and just keep it simple. There's no rules, they're your cards, your creations. I'm just gonna, I mean, I love the colour of poinsettias. I can't say I love poinsettias as a plant because I work in a houseplant department, and they are the bane of my life come Christmas time. They are fussy little blighters, and when you're looking after several dozen or even up to 100 of them, it's actually quite stressful. Don't like it. I just want them to come in and people to buy them and leave the shop, never to come back with them again, because they don't, you know, obviously working in a garden centre, you've got open doors and drafts, and they just don't like drafts. They also are quite particular about their watering as well, so it's, oh yeah, they look beautiful. And actually we have some really gorgeous colours at work. We have obviously the regular red ones, but we also get pink, like Barbie pink poinsettias, baby pink poinsettias, like a cream. We have ones that are called glitter, red glitter, or the glitter ones are basically speckled ones. Yeah, and we have a few customers that come in asking for certain ones. You know, there's a lady that comes in every year, I've noticed, and she wants the Barbie pink ones, and she buys several for the house. And obviously a lot of people prefer the regular red ones. I just prefer them when they're all sold and living in someone else's house. Okay, so I might add another red. A bit of candied apple maybe. A bit darker. Add some of that to it as well. Oh, there you go. A little pop of colour. So I'm just building the colour up. And I know Hazel did beautiful cards yesterday. Showed you her colouring where you can add like the pencils on top to really zhuzh it up. And I think I need a little brown. I'm running out of room on my block. Oh, that's quite a nice colour. It's like a, what's that, brush corduroy. It's kind of like a golden brown almost, so that's quite pretty. See, proof that I really don't know what I'm organically crafting again, you see. I don't know what I'm doing. Just making it up as I go along. A little bit of mustard seed there. I'll have to keep this block for when I'm doing some more cards, because there's loads of ink on there. I'm not going to waste that. So that's my little Christmas tag, and I have here a little jar of birds, and I'm going to find a bird that I would like to go on to my tag. And this is what I did before. I cut these, stamped all these out when I first got my stamps, and used my scan and cut to cut a load out, and now I can just dip in my birdie jar and pick out a bird. But annoyingly, actually, when I first cut them, I cut them with I think it was a 2mm gap, and don't really like that. This is like the 1mm gap. So I would probably just do 1mm next time. Hope you can see all right, can you? Yes. So I do flip-flop between ink pads and pencils quite often. Quite often it's just what's to hand. I do find myself going to the pencils a lot. It's something I've used for years. I mean, my pencils literally are way over 20 years old and they're still going strong. I'm still on the same set. So I've got my little robin there. I'm just going to use a sticky pad or two. As I say, do check out Julie's Facebook page where she will have a list of all the stockists, and support your local or your favourite craft shop, and have a look for Julie's gorgeous Christmas Joy collection. And if you haven't got my birds and you think they're rather sweet, then you can pick those up as well. That would be nice. So I'm just going to mount this onto a base card, keep it really simple. This is just onto an A6 card. And actually this scallop rectangle that I'm using is one of my favourite stamps of Julie's. I just love that it makes really quick cards. Quite often I will put another colour behind this one, but I think that's fine just with the green. It's got a lot of colour going on anyway. And again, with some glitter glue or some of the glossies, that will look really cute. And obviously you can put some wording up here as well if you wanted to. So there's both of the cards that I've made today. So you've got two cards made out of one initial starting technique, and obviously just showing you how you can add a little fun element using my birdie stamps to Julie's beautiful designs. So I hope you've enjoyed my little Facebook Live today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care everyone, and I'm off to read the comments now. Thanks, bye.